Hello and welcome back to our Team Lotus F1 Manager series, and welcome to episode 17 as we are heading to Baku in this one in Azerbaijan, and that comes off the back of a bit of heartbreak for us really in that last one in Monza. That was very much our best chance to score points in this series. Fortunately, Danny Ric was taken out of the race, and Mick Schumacher, our sole remaining car, he was the one that had the best chance because we had Aston Martins down the field, we had Hamilton out, and the cars that we do have the pace on, potentially, were running in 9th and 10th. But Mick, too many mistakes, did have a long pit stop that cost him, but also a couple of lockups, which is a typical Mick, of course, and yeah, cost us. So that was our best chance so far to grab some points in this series. Will a chance present itself again? We're hoping so, and hopefully it will be in Baku. As I say, we've got 11 days till that one, so a little bit to do potentially. But if you're not already and you're enjoying this series, please do subscribe to the channel. If you hit the notification bell, you'll be made aware of when the latest episodes drop, which is every Monday and Thursday typically. And if you do like the series, if you're liking this video, please do smash a like on the video. And as always, get involved in the comments. And if you're watching this before we jump into that Baku race, let me know where you think both Mick and Daniel Ricciardo are going to finish. But with that said, let's jump in and see what we need to do. I think the first thing is we've got some really bad news because obviously Daniel Ricciardo was taken out in that last race by Correa. So we've probably got some significant damage on the car, which I don't really want to look at. Okay, so we've lost... Yeah, so... As I thought, pretty bad news on Daniel Ricciardo's car. We've lost the chassis, rear wing, side pods, and suspension, plus the underfloor has failed. So 5 out of 6 parts on Daniel Ricciardo's car we're going to need to replace before this next one. Powertrain, the gearbox has gone as well in that accident. So Daniel Ricciardo now on his last gearbox as well. ERS... I think that's taken a hit as well because I don't think it was as low as 40%. Engine doesn't look like it took any damage, which is good because that's the most expensive part. So yeah, we'll go in and replace these parts for Daniel Ricciardo first of all. I'm actually going to delay getting these parts on Daniel Ricciardo's car because as you can see on these latest design of the chassis, rear wing, side pod, suspension, we haven't actually got them in place. We are manufacturing some of those, so as and when they come in, we'll start to replace Daniel Ricciardo's parts. Mick is okay. The only thing I am going to do is bite the bullet on this engine. So we've got 8 races left. And we're going to have to buy a new engine, which is $5 million. That is going to take us into the red. We will be minus $3.3 million, but we're going to have to do this at some point. So let's do that now. We've got our latest driver development update, and Daniel Ricciardo has actually increased on his defending, which is a surprise due to his age. I wasn't expecting any increase in Daniel Ricciardo, but we will take that. It's also worth pointing out, because we've taken that engine that cost us $5 million, obviously we're minus $3 million in debt, does mean that we cannot do any further design or research at the moment. So until we bring a bit more money in, we are stuck with the design work. Our final design work is a rear wing. We have got the new, I believe it is suspension on the car. Yeah, version 4 of the suspension. So we will run a new part here in Baku. But that will be the only new part, and then the only other new part that we may have in 2 weeks is a rear wing, but it looks like design and research is going to be really slow to non-existent unless we get a bit of money coming in. Right, and talking about money coming in, we've just had our sponsor plan finish, and we have had 3.1 million come in from the engagement activities. No mandatory, but that should help. And it does, just puts us in back out of the red, so we have got 150,000 now. We're going to need a bit more money in that, but that does help. Hopefully we get a good race bonus after Baku, so at least it's not as bad as it was. And we'll need to set the new sponsor plan as well. So we've got driver appearance, both for Daniel Ric. Mick, I'm not too bothered about his mentality really, but let's have a look what we can do. This will be facilities. Let's go for a star. Factory, we're not going to be doing too much in the factory over this next period anyway. Race engineer, let's go with that. And we're above the engagement, so we can lock in those. Oh, what a surprise. We were going for another sporting director. I don't think I actually showed this, but Sven Smeets from Williams, because I saw Williams had picked up an F2 sporting director that I was interested in, so I thought I'd go for Williams' current sporting director, but Aston Martin have gone for him. So, let us have a look at what Aston Martin's current sporting director, which is Andy Stevenson. He's open to negotiations. Currently isn't signed up to anyone. So let's see what we can do with him. We'll go for 3.4 million, a little bit more than I want to offer, but I feel like I'll go above and beyond at the moment because we're not getting much luck, are we? So let's go for that and see what he says. Still try our best to try and get some staff locked in for 2025, as you can see. Well, that was quick, wasn't it? Aston Martin have poached our offer to the Aston Martin man already. So what is going on here? Because I thought they wanted Sven Smeets, so they can't have two sporting directors. So I'm not quite sure what Aston Martin are playing at, but let us go back in and look at Sven again, which was the original. He's out of contract. He's now not interested in us because of what's gone on. That wasn't our fault, Sven. You accepted Aston Martin and then they've turned you down. So, yeah, maybe we'll go back to Sven. What about Matthew Gaze? He's an F2. He's got a contract with Haas, typically. Let's try Beat. Let's try Beat as well. Next season. He'll want a little bit less, actually, so we could just pay something ridiculous here. Just to try and secure him. Right, let's go with that. We're trying, chat, to secure some staff. It's difficult. I've got a regulation vote, which is basically looking like it's going to be on the season price share money, so it looks like they're looking to increase it. So increasing it for the top 5, 6th would remain the same, but you'd get less from 7th down to 11th. So for us at the moment, we want to vote against that because we're going to finish probably 11th at this rate. It won't change it for this year anyway. But can we jump from 11th up to 5th next season? Probably not. So we want to vote against that. See what it comes back with. I'm sure the big teams will all be voting in favour of that. Right, so we have been able to manufacture all the latest design work in terms of the parts that are missing for Danny Ric. So he is still running all the latest designs of these car parts, of the aero parts, and his car is now ready to go for Baku, and we have got a race in Baku today. Well, I say a race. We've got a race weekend starting today in Baku. Obviously, practice starting today, not the race. I'm going to go 14th or higher with Daniel Ricciardo again. We'll go 18th or higher with Mick Schumacher as we jump into this first practice session on the streets of Baku. Underway then in this first practice session, we have put a lot of worn car parts on both cars, so they may well not make it very far in this practice session. We'll see how we go though. Mick Schumacher's had a crash about 5 minutes into the session. Another day, another Mick crash, as we always see. What's happened here? Brush the wall, and that will be a front wing. Oh, we do love Mick Schumacher, don't we? Yeah, front wing damage, so that will be replaced. But we'll let him continually stint. Oh, now we've got a virtual. Mick has crashed again.
Yeah.
Mick's out by the looks of it. Mick is out. Oh, my goodness. We're only a few minutes into this first practice session. Mick's managed to... Oh, my... Jesus!
I don't know what to say. I'm very sorry about that.
That car is going to be wrecked. Oh, Mick. What can I do about him? I just... Terminal engine jam. That is going to be everything on that car wrecked. Oh, Mick Schumacher. What a great start to the weekend. Mick Schumacher crashes out. That's going to cost us. That's probably going to be another 10 million job, I reckon. Money that we haven't got. Oh, Mick. Now I've got another virtual. This time, thankfully, it's not Danny Ric. It's K-Mag.
Clearly unable to take
He's done a Mick.
And you've got to think that this has made their
through the
weekend
see-through
a
barrier.
whole lot-
The exact same thing happened to Mick. The K-Mag's out as well. That's going to be a lot of damage to that Hasker. Now we've got crash involving multiple cars. Max, what's happening here? Oh, Max has tagged the back of K-Mag.
Unbelievable.
K-Mag has gone through that invisible barrier. Other side of the track. Max has tagged him. What drama in this first practice session. Max is out as well. Magson's out, Mick's out, and Max is out. All the M's are out in this first practice session. We've got yet another virtual safety car. We're only 23 minutes into this first practice session. It's Colapinto this time.
So here we go, heading into turn 1.
Oh, he's completely lost it. He's going to be out as well. Yeah, Colapinto's out. We've lost 4 drivers in this first practice session. There might be quite a few grid penalties coming as well for the amount of damage that needs to be repaired. But we'll wait and see. That is the end of a chaotic first practice session there. As we saw, 4 retirements. But let's see what the damage is on Mick Schumacher's car. I mean, thankfully, we were using warm parts. But in terms of actual, in terms of these parts, they're all gone. Look, engine, ERS, gearbox, they were worn though. So I guess it's not as bad as first imagined. But he has wrecked the chassis, front wing, rear wing, and suspension. Well, let's jump into practice 2, and hopefully no more accidents for our drivers at least. Mick Schumacher has crashed again. Practice 2 this time, and Mick's at it again. What's this? Just past the castle section. Flips the wall. That's probably going to be another front wing, is it? It is major front wing, minor suspension, minor chassis damage. Mick Schumacher! Oh dear. Now it's Ricciardo's turn. Mick has kept it clean. Ricciardo, hopefully that is just a front wing. Oh, it's chassis, front wing, and suspension. Oh dear, chat. Oh dear. His engine was already faulty, so there's no difference there. But we're now going to have to change all of these parts as well. We're not getting a break here, are we? These drivers are absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Anyway, let's finish off practice 3 and hopefully get through qualifying and the race unscathed. But that is looking very unlikely at the moment. That brings practice to a close then in Baku, and thank goodness that is over. What an absolute shambles that has been for our team and drivers. Mick crashing in both the first 2 sessions, absolutely wrecking his car again. He didn't get much track time. As you can see, his track acclimatization is only 73%. Car parts knowledge 100%, and we did pretty well to get his setup satisfaction up to 93%. But his driver preparation is only 89% heading into qualifying. Daniel Ricciardo was doing well until that accident in the final practice session, although his driver preparation is pretty good to be fair. Track acclimatization 100%, car parts knowledge 92%. Obviously he's running the new parts where Mick had to revert to the old parts due to the damage he's caused. And Daniel Ricciardo's setup satisfaction just 1% off that perfect 100. So as I say, he has 97% driver preparation as we head into qualifying and hopefully keeping out of the walls next in Baku. Bottas has crashed then in Q1.
Into turn 12.
This looks like where Danny Ric had his problems in practice 3. It's nearly a carbon copy, but yellow flag, sessions continuing. Bottas got some damage as well. So a lot of cars picking up damage across practice and qualifying here. We just need to keep our guys out of the wall, hopefully. What's this Haas saying? He's getting out of the way. Might have gave us a little bit of a tow there to start the lap. Here we go then. What's going on with Correa here? Oh, he's just on the bubble. I'm losing my mind. He's in 16th. That's what's going on with Correa. So Correa was then in though, wasn't he? Yeah, Correa's in lap. Yeah, I think Mick's only needs a couple others to go slower, and he's already through. Daniel Ricciardo looking for that first sector time then. As another Haas gets out of the way. It is green, so that's positive. Yellow flag though, where is that? Sector 1. We're past Sector 1, so won't affect Daniel Ricciardo's lap. Still a yellow flag out there. It's Colapinto who's
It was
crashed.
the Williams driver we see there.
What's Franco done here then?
And makes contact with the wall. And all it can take is one mistake.
Aren't
One
we in Sector...
momentary lapse of
Wasn't that Sector
concentration.
3 there, not Sector 1? Nonetheless, that is cleared, so let's hope nothing else is going to affect Daniel Ricciardo's lap here. Hopefully another green sector as we approach this middle sector. He's very close to Correa. He's only, what, 400s off? And we've gone green again, so this is looking pretty good for Ricciardo. We don't know what the rest of the drivers are doing, of course. But Colapinto and Bottas obviously struggling with damage. Correa's finished. So yeah, it depends on Joe, Gasly, Tsunoda. Here we go then. Ricciardo to the line though. How far up the grid is he going to go with this lap? What do we set? Daniel Ricciardo, 11th. So that should be him comfortably through, I would imagine. Just forward on as we've got Joe across the line now. Joe has finished. Doesn't go quicker than Mick. I think that's both our drivers through. So we are going to make it through to Q2. A lot of traffic as they came out there. So, well, I say a lot, Hamilton and Stroll. So we'll see if that affected them. They're very close though. So unless they're both held up. And yeah, very close. So that's normally a good sign. As I say, they are on that scrub set. Mick, we won't run again. May not go quicker here because we're using a scrub set again, but I'm quite keen if we can to have a couple of soft compound tyres available for the race. Because they are pretty quick around here, the softs. So we'll see. What's the rest of the grid actually doing in terms of laps? Yeah, all on flying laps really, apart from Ocon, but obviously we're not currently ahead of him. Let's see. If Ricciardo sets some green sectors, he might have a chance, but I don't think he's going to find 4 attempts. But we could be wrong, of course. I think we'll probably be one of the last. I think we are the last, looking at the track map across the line. So Hülkenberg has finished his lap. Albon's finished his lap. He's found good pace there. So unless a few of them were on scrub sets on their first laps, because they're all finding quite a bit of time here. I've gone green, though, in that first sector. We have gone green, so you never know. Might find that couple attempts to Hülkenberg at least. Stroll's not really set a blistering lap, is he? There's only 3 attempts to Stroll, but we would need at least another green sector in the middle part of the lap from Daniel. There is a car getting out of the way, and he's staying out of the way. That's nicely done. What's this middle sector going to say then? Daniel Ricciardo, are we going to be green, or are we going to see a horrendous yellow? No, we're seeing green. Come on, Daniel, this is good. What can we do then? How much are we improving by? Are we going to make any impression on those guys ahead of us? There's a McLaren out of the way nicely. I think we're a bit too far back on that RB to get a tow. But nonetheless, here we go then. Daniel Ricciardo across the line. Do we improve? And do we improve enough to go up the grid? Yes, we do. Very nice from Daniel Ricciardo on a scrub set of softs. Goes quicker than Hülkenberg and Stroll. And just a couple of hundredths off Ocon in the end. So he'll start the Grand Prix in 13th. And I think that's a pretty good result, with us also saving a set of tyres for him. So it was worse than I expected for Mick. It must have been because we're taking a few parts. I thought it was just the engine, but I can't remember what the grid penalty is in the end. But it looks like we're taking a plus 21 grid place drop. So Mick is very much starting last in 22nd. But let's jump into some strategy and have a look at what we can do here then. Right, so let's go with that then. So a bit of a split strategy, although the same strategy in terms of we're going for a 2-stopper with both. But Danny Ric is starting on the softs, medium for the middle stint, finishing on the softs. Schumacher's using all compounds, so he's going for the hards, medium, and then finishing on the softs. Let us just back up the pace mode for lap 1. And is that our highest satisfaction? It is 93%. Cool. So with that, let's jump in to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here in Baku. Here it comes then, Baku, what can we do? Might be plenty of action in this one being a street circuit. Max is on pole. Underway with Piastri in second, Sainz in third, but Daniel Ricciardo starts in 13th. Again, have we got an outside chance of the points? We probably, as we keep saying, need a little bit of action ahead of us for that to happen. As we come away in 13th and remain in 13th, but we might have spoken too soon as Stroll is going to slip round the outside. Not the best of exits there for Daniel Ricciardo. And we slip down to 14th. Let's have a look at tyres. Okay, so the whole grid, bar Mick on hards and Perez on mediums, are on softs. So not a lot of variation there. So Mick really has got to just try and stick with this train at the moment while he's on the hards. But the pace isn't looking great, I will say, for Ricciardo at the moment. We're only just about hanging on to Stroll. And we're pushing everything we can. So this is our pace. Mick is still in the DRS of those ahead of him, so that's fine. Right, we are with Stroll there now. Right, let's go to standard. And we'll go to neutral on the battery now.
Understood.
Ricciardo looking at a move here. That's a unorthodox place to try and move. Schumacher has got Correa though.
Now we're just proceeding through turn 4. Can they squeeze by?
So Mick Schumacher making those hards work.
And that move puts them in 21st.
And Hulkenberg making a move then on Ricciardo. This is worrying for us. It doesn't look like we've got much pace in the car at the moment. Has Mick crashed? Why is Mick saying wow? Oh, what has happened? Well, I can't see that being Mick's fault. Has he got damage? No. Luckily, we've got no damage there. Correa has. That's not Mick's fault. That was never on getting down the inside there. Luckily for us, we've got no damage off the back of it. And Correa has dropped off the pace and got a bit of damage, but I'll see if there's an investigation, but I can't see how we would get a penalty for that. And there is no penalties yet. So as I thought, that's absolutely fine. Come on, Mick, that's fine. You can get him here with DRS. Should be easy work.
Copy.
Right, so Mick needs to get back past Colapinto and then try and close up to Magnussen, Zhou and Gasly. Gasly's dropped 5 seconds behind Ricciardo, so a bit of a gap there. Come on, Mick, this is poor. Gonna have to put him on high aggression here.
Understood.
Come on, Mick, you need to get this done. Correa's nearly closed that 3-second gap straight back up, so that damage can't be too significant for him. As Mick looking to make that move on Colapinto. Colapinto, you're not going to give that up though, you know. Ooh, bit of a drag race now. Right, hopefully Mick has got that done. We have got plenty of tyre life to use here, so I think we just go attack for a little while, try and get into Magnussen's DRS. Alright, so Ricciardo, a bit of a DRS train from Hulkenberg. We're losing a bit of ground to the Astons. As Schumacher has got past K-Mag.
Schumacher involved.
So Schumacher starting at the back of the grid on those hard tyres. Not having a bad go at it, really.
Thank you very much.
There's a yellow flag.
Here we've got a yellow flag.
Albon's crashed. And he was ahead of Ricciardo. Still is ahead of Ricciardo. What's happened then? Is this with Hulkenberg? No, he's just tapped the wall on the left-hand side there.
Oh,
So maybe a bit of front wing damage there. Side pod maybe, bit of chassis. Not ideal for Albon though, and we're right on Albon now, but we're still stuck behind Ocon as well. Right, let's just jump on with Mick very briefly. Yeah, he can't build that gap on K-Mag, can he? Let's just ask him to attack and push, but I think K-Mag will be straight back past us. And we missed that move from Daniel Ricciardo, not expecting a move in there. Hopefully we get a replay of that. Doesn't look like we are going to get one though, and Ricciardo should. We do though. Let's quickly watch that before we get Albon. We have got him on high overtake aggression, and that certainly was. That's a lovely move from Ricciardo. And now we're right on to Albon. DRS should open shortly, and this should be a pretty easy move. And there we go. Ricciardo now up to 13th. We'll keep him pushing on those tyres for a little bit.
So let's take a look at the replay. And we're watching Daniel Ricciardo.
So quite easy work in the end then with that DRS, and obviously Albon struggling with a bit of an issue and damage after he hit the wall. Do score points? No points still yet. No points for us yet. Oh, Ocon. This is like Bottas in the last race. We just can't shake Ocon. Yeah, and he's got better tyre life than us as well as Ocon.
yep.
Hanging in there is Ricciardo though. Yeah, not ideal there. We'll go back to standard just to stay in his DRS. Hulkenberg back pass on. We're a bit of a DRS train here forming, and Gasly will probably be with us soon here. Albon's pitted. Must have had front wing damage then, because that damage is clear after that pit stop. So he's obviously got a fresh front wing on the car. That's made his race a little bit challenging. If we pit now, what's the pit loss here? 19 seconds. So that would be what, 54. So we would there is a gap between the two Williams if we pit. As we're making a move here, are we on Hulkenberg? We are, but Hulkenberg will have DRS, and we're 1.6 off Ocon, so we're going to be susceptible to just having this place handed straight back to Hulkenberg. Have a look at that, because we're about to look at the strategy, so we only half saw that. But Ricciardo's liking this move today. But to be fair, he'd been better off maybe just sitting behind Hulkenberg until the DRS there. So I think Hulkenberg will be taking this straight back off us. Although what I will do now, Ocon's pulling away, which we wanted. Alright, we'll let Hulkenberg... Well, I say let Hulkenberg have that. He hasn't quite got it, but he might get it across the next zone. Alright, let's try some deployment just to stay ahead. Might be tricky to do. Right, we stay ahead for now, so that's pretty good. Let's have a bit of an attack here. Try and build that gap quickly. As Ricciardo's got DRS. Not too bothered about actually making the move here, but Ricciardo wants to do it. And he's gone for it. Alright, what I might do here... I might try and build this gap now on Ocon. Let's attack. Try and push a gap. See what we can do. Because I can bring this pit stop earlier, because as you can see, this medium stint is full out attack, so we can drop that to aggressive. Let's see if we can build this gap on Ocon this time. Mick and Danny Ric are fine. Where's this happening? Is it Magnussen?
Yellow flag.
Feel like it's Magnussen. It is K-Mag. What's K-Mag done? It's just driving into walls. He's just out here driving into walls. Didn't want to put any left-hand lock on that. He's got going again, so no safety or virtual. How was a bit of top up, and then we will go for it on the back straight. Mick, I don't want it there, Mick. But okay, Mick, that's fine. But you're going to give the DRS to Joe. But that's fine. Let's see if we can. We haven't really got a lot of time to push a gap here. Joe is all over the back of us here, so I don't think we're going to be able to hold him off here. So we might have to go for the next DRS zone. Let's see, though. He might get bogged down in our gearbox here. But no, he's pulled out nice and early to the side here, so I think he'll be past us. Let's harvest into this first corner. Let Joe have that, kind of.
Copy.
Oh, actually, Joe hasn't been able to make that work for him, so...
Copy.
Okay, no more management.
Forget what I said there. Let's attack. Verstappen has developed a mechanical fault. Is this going to be the driver telling us what it is?
I think the engine is suddenly clipping more.
Max has got an engine issue. Come on. Max and Piastri to retire. That'd be great. Joe is trying to get back past us here. Don't force us into the wall. Come on, Mick. Don't let him have it. That's it. It's going to be tough down here, though. Is Joe going to deep in the inside? Here he is. Mick is through, though. All right, now we need to try and push this gap, Mick. And Schumacher is now on Hulkenberg. So Hulkenberg is really struggling with that issue. Hopefully, this should be an easy move for Mick. DRS assisted. Joe is pitted. Correa's pitted. So Mick is going to go longer, of course, being on these hards. I would suggest we attack now, though. We've got quite a bit of tyre life to use. Ricciardo... We can hit this lap. This is the optimal stop in terms of where we're out of strategy. But Hulkenberg wants to fight this back. But Ricciardo's still pulling a gap on Gasly, so I feel we can go one more lap with Ricciardo. Yeah, Mick will probably find himself coming out behind a lot of those that he's overtaken in this early phase of the Grand Prix, but he'll have a tyre offset, so he'll be much better placed to overtake them again. 2.5. That's about as good as we can do, really, with this pit crew at the moment. So we take that. And Ricciardo's back out, and a nice little gap there as well. And yeah, we want to be aggressive on this stint. So Ricciardo's just got to run that stint now. We've got a red flag. Oh, no. That's awful for us. Just after Ricciardo has stopped, so he loses that position now to Ocon, Gasly and
Now
Mick.
we're watching Carlos Sainz here.
Carlos Sainz may well be out of the race. I'm assuming he is.
Oh, and there wasn't
Loses
a
the
lot that
back
could be
end
done
into
to
the wall.
avoid crashing into the barrier.
And
they'll have
Carlos
to pick
Sainz
themselves up after that.
is going to be out of this Grand Prix.
And just like that, the hopes of the
But
team
that is terrible
start to
timing for
dwindle.
us. If that was a lap earlier, it would have been perfect. Though actually, it wouldn't have even been ideal because it would have closed the gap, although it would have closed us to Stroll. But yeah, that's not ideal. Daniel Ricciardo works out lovely for Mick. We may as well keep Daniel Ric on the mediums. May as well put the fresh set on for 1%. But yeah, Mick was going to go to mediums anyway, so he can go on to those. So that's worked out lovely for Mick. Not very nice for Daniel Ricciardo there.
Our race here resumes as we get back.
But here we go again then. Another race start. Max starting again on pole. Is that Yuki Tsunoda in second? It is indeed.
Away we go.
Mick gains places to 13th and Ricciardo drops to 14th. So Ricciardo a bit of a loser there. And he's got to get back past these Alpines now. So he loses 2 places to the Alpines that he's gained and his teammate Mick. And I'm really worried about my teammates fighting because we know how that normally plays out for us.
Okay, understood.
I'm going to ask Ricciardo not to fight at the moment. I'm just really concerned that they're going to smash into each other. I just need a bit of a gap to form, and then we'll see what we're doing with them. We feel Ricciardo's quicker, then we'll let him through. But I can't let these guys race, because every time we've let them race, they smash into each other.
Understood.
But Sainz is out of the Grand Prix, so effectively the best position we were hoping for is 12th. That could now be 11th if we can clear the Alpines. And of course, we've got some faults ahead of us. So, still an outside chance of some points here. Rolls on the softs. Everyone else effectively ahead of us on the mediums. Perez on the softs as well. As Mick is having a look there. Let's give him some deployment out of the next corner. We won't get it now, but we can clear an Alpine or two. We'll take that.
Copy.
I feel we've got the pace on these Alpines, so it's just whether we can get any further up the grid or not. Is Mick going to go for a move here? Go on, Mick. Yes, Mick. That's what we like to see. Very nice indeed. Let's give Danny Ric some deployment as well. Not pushing their tyres, the AI actually.
Now we can see what
Which is a surprise.
Now we're watching the action closely here. It's there for the taking.
So we like that from Mick Schumacher up into 12th. But yeah, it doesn't look like the AI,
Okay.
especially Ocon, not pushing the tyres there. Gasly just about staying in the DRS of the Aston Martin. Come on, Daniel. Ooh, very close to contact. Well, Ocon was going to hit the wall there, but Daniel Ricciardo is through into 13th. I think DRS is enabled though, isn't it? So, Ocon's not giving this up already though. He's already near enough past us. Ocon didn't like that move from Ricciardo. He's coming straight back at us here. There is DRS because Ocon has got it open. Right, DRS enabled. Mick is past Gasly in all of that as well.
Yep.
Which we didn't see, but Mick is moved up into 11th place. Can we try and... Although Gasly, the same, is now looking to come back at Mick.
Pressure on now, please.
DRS. Is Gasly going to get it done? Come on, Mick, try and hold him off here. Oh, he does hold him off for now. We're using quite a bit of battery at the moment with Mick. As Ricciardo continues his fight with Esteban.
But this is what happened.
And Mick's used most of his battery now on that push to try and get away from Gasly. Ricciardo hustling his way through there. Yeah, we needed Mick to pull away a bit there, but he hasn't. And now this is causing a bit of a DRS train, which his teammate is going to be involved in. Oh dear. I think that's just the game glitching and not a collision there. But Ricciardo is through. But again, not much battery.
Okay. Okay, understood.
Just Ricciardo. Ask Ricciardo to go slower here to give Mick a bit of a breather. That's gonna allow Gasly probably to get the move done on us here. Just trying to help Mick get out of this DRS really and start pulling away again from these Alpines. Piastri's fault is getting worse. So yeah, Gasly's got DRS. Not past us though. Ricciardo does hold on. There's another DRS zone coming though, of course. It's 1.2 to Mick as we have it at the moment. Alright, what we're going to do is just... always... Oh, Gasly slides through. I wasn't expecting him to get that done. Oh, Pierre. Right, Mick has got 1.9 seconds though.
This is my pace.
See, Daniel Ricciardo had built a 4-second gap on these Alpines, so this red flag has really just caused him to be in a battle that he doesn't need to be in. Mick Schumacher is challenging Oscar Piastri. He's obviously struggling with that issue.
Happy with this so far?
Well, Mick doesn't mind, does he? Mick's taken Oscar Piastri. And we are running in the points for Mick Schumacher. I wasn't expecting this. But is Oscar Piastri's problem that significant that he's going to struggle to keep the Team Lotus cars behind him?
Says, Dankeschön. Thank you very much.
That would be very nice indeed. Let's just see how his pace goes. He might come straight back at us, of course. But what's Piastri saying? Yeah, engine issue is certainly getting worse for Piastri, though. Come on, Daniel. Let's get this done now. Let's harvest into here just to get the most battery back as we can. And then I'm going to ask him to deploy. Pull away. Build that gap. Piastri is now a second. Is he? Oh, it keeps fluctuating. Piastri's certainly struggling with that issue, though, because he would be all over Mick if not. Alright, Ricciardo's going to use probably all of his battery here. Gasly close, but that was the second DRS zone there. So we now need this second on Gasly. Just give us a bit of respite, really. Gasly's got DRS as well, though. And Piastri's got DRS, so unfortunately we're dragging everyone closer. Is Ricciardo going to have a go on Piastri here? Close. Ricciardo thought about it. That's the best thing to do. Put Piastri between ourselves and Gasly and protect Mick. But in fair, Mick is now got a 1.8 seconds on Piastri. Mick is running in the points on merit here. Ricciardo on Piastri, and we're past him. Piastri's struggling with that issue. Come on, boys. This is what we need. 10th and 11th now.
Stable with that bit of deck.
As we see this, Ricciardo gets past Piastri. DRS, and obviously Piastri is struggling with an engine issue. But we are now 10th and 11th. Mick's trying overtakes on Stroll now. It's gone standard for a bit, Mick. Cool those tyres. Virtual safety car. Okay. Virtual safety car. Stroll has got damage. Is Mick okay? Stroll is out. Stroll has crashed. Stroll is out. This would put Mick up to 9th. Stroll completely loses the back end. Is out. And that is not a full safety car, but where are we? I think we need a pit here. We've got a fresh set of mediums. I think we go mediums to the end. We go mediums to the end here. And softs would make it as well. Softs. I think softs. Softs is the way to go, I feel. Oh, this could be touch and go. It could end any minute. I think this is the right call. Alright, Mick is in.
Daniel Pillow.
Danny Ric is in as well. Come on, good stop. 2.5 for Mick. Oh, look at that. This is like clockwork. That's not like clockwork. Come on, boys. Let him go. Come on.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Oh, no. Well, at least it happened to Daniel Ricciardo, not Schumacher, to be fair. If it had to happen to anyone there, Daniel Ricciardo was the better driver for it to happen to. Right. Virtual safety car is ending. We are now on tyres to the end. Gasly and Ocon should have to stop again. Even if they don't, we're only 5 seconds behind. And we're green flag. Just need to keep this on the tarmac now. Oh no. Another virtual. Oh no. Oh, Daniel Ricciardo's gone. And it's a full safety car now. Which is not going to help Mick. Daniel, what is going on? Oh, when are we going to get some luck? Is Bottas just cleaned us out here? Oh, Valtteri.
What the
Valtteri.
And while all that was happening,
Ricardo's out. What it means is that advantage that we just got in front of these guys, they can get that right back. Although we should still jump ahead of them.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Right, safety car is ending.
Be ready. Copy.
Right, so we're in 9th. There's 13 laps to go. Max Verstappen is going to choose when to bolt. Tsunoda is now in 3rd. What is going on there? Alright, we've got Piastri behind us, still managing that issue. Max is gone. We are underway. Perez has got a mechanical fault. Let's have some more retirements ahead of us. Right, Mick has got to get these tyres to the end, so we can't push too hard on these tyres. We did put them on earlier than those behind us. Alonso and Hamilton on the hards. Okay. 1.3. We've got a bit of tyre life. Let's push on these tyres a little bit just to try and break what Correa is trying to do to us here. Oh, he's going to be too close here, though. He's going to be past us here.
Understood.
Oh, Mick. Keep at it, Mick. Don't crash. Don't crash, whatever we do. We should get DRS here. No, Correa had DRS. Ah. Not good for us there, then. All right, let's just settle back in. It's fine, Mick. It's fine. Correa really came out of nowhere in this race to find himself in 9th place. Mick pulls to the outside early on, then DRS open. Sort of shut himself off there, though. Oh my goodness, I thought he was going into the back of him there. Right, we're just going to harvest. Whilst we've got the gap to Ocon, I want to just get this battery up. I know we're going to lose out to Correa potentially. But if we can get this battery up, once we get past him, we can then use a lot of the battery.
Okay, how do you feel on the tyres at the moment?
Good, it's okay.
Tyre life is the same as Correa. Oh, God. Try to use ERS Battle Assist. Okay. I think it was on, wasn't it? Oh, no, it's not. Okay. We'll have a look. We'll have a look. We'll have a look stiff shortly. Just want to try this firstly. All over the back of Correa here. That's it, Mick. Aggressive to the inside. Come on, Mick. This is looking good. Yes, Mick. Job done into 9th. Now we've got to try and pull away. We've got to use everything we can here. Correa's going to fight it hard. He's now going to have DRS. This is where we really need to stay ahead. Come on, Mick. That's it. Right, now we need to push. Now we need to push. This is where we need it.
Let's put some pressure on now, please.
Come on, Mick. Everything you got, Mick. Everything you got in your locker. Give it to us now. This is what we need. Correa's right there. The pace is just not letting up from them at all. This is going to be difficult. We're going to have to try and get him on the last lap here, I think. Look at him now. He's all over the back of us.
Just push.
All right, we're going to have to do the same again. Go back to standard.
Copy.
Going to have to let him get us here. I'm going to have to save the battery for a couple of laps.
And 3 laps to go.
And attack at the end.
Come on.
Ocon's 1.8 back. Oh, we're near enough there, but again, battery is just not going to be... Yeah, it's gone. No battery. Struggling with battery across this race. Albon's mechanical fault now, but most of the mechanical faults are behind us. Alright, hopefully we have got DRS here. And we're just going to have to try and get Correa somewhere on this last lap. That probably needs to be here, really. Probably needs to be across this next DRS zone. Come on, Mick. Give it everything, Mick. Come on, Mick. Yes, Mick, that's it.
Maintain that.
Correa won't give it up, though. Correa's not giving it up, though. And we're just ahead, but we're going to really struggle for battery on the back straight. So that's going to be our main concern now. We just need to harvest. Need to keep him behind and try and deploy off the final corner. Got 9% battery, so this is going to be a real struggle to keep Correa back here. We're trying everything we can. Probably going to have no battery here, so I don't think we're going to be able to do it, to be fair. Yeah, Correa is going to have us here because the battery is just really going to cost us here. Max has won, but it's all about this now. It's going to be a drag to the line. I think Correa is going to possibly have us here because he's all over the back of us. Our battery is depleted. Mick Schumacher running in 9th. To the line now with Correa. Is it going to be 9th? Is it going to be 10th? It is going to be our first points of the season either way, but Correa is gaining. No, Correa pips us to the line. We thought that might happen.
Okay, let's check the flag, mate.
We miss out on a point. We could have had 2 points there, but let's celebrate our first point of the season. That is still a point for Mick Schumacher in 10th place. He gains Team Lotus. First point of the season. Could have been 2 there, but Correa just had really good pace at the end. We tried everything we could there. We just miss out. Correa pips us to the line. But as I say, we still gain our first point of the season in 10th place with Mick Schumacher. And we will certainly take that. What a race in the end. Lots of action. Daniel Ricciardo out, but Mick Schumacher claims the first point in this Team Lotus series.
Mick Schumacher made his team's
And we
day
celebrate
here.
him. We salute
Big
him
time.
after all his errors. Across this series, it is in fact Mick Schumacher who gets our first point of the season.
My goodness, it is very...
And race results then, Max Verstappen wins it. Charles Leclerc up 9 to 2nd. Perez in 3rd. Lando Norris 4th. George Russell finishes 5th. Yuki Tsunoda down 1 in the end, finished 6th. Fernando Alonso 7th. Lewis Hamilton 8th. Correa up 11 places to 9th, but Mick Schumacher up 12, started last and finishes 10th in the points. What a drive and what a result, us getting our first points. Max gets maximum points by taking the fastest lap as well. And Max regains the lead in the Drivers' Championship because Sainz crashed out, no points scored. So Max is back in front in the Drivers' Championship. Carlos Sainz drops to 2nd. Charles Leclerc eating into that. Lando Norris 4th. Oscar Piastri 5th. Sergio Perez 6th. Russell 7th. Tsunoda 8th. Lewis Hamilton 9th. Fernando Alonso 10th. Rest of the point scorers, Stroll in 11th. Albon in 12th. Correa in 13th now. Ocon 14th. Valtteri Bottas 15th. And Mick Schumacher up 4 places to 16th with 1 point. And constructors, well, Sainz crashing out has an impact on Ferrari. Red Bull gain quite significantly, but it's still Ferrari leading the way. Red Bull 2nd, McLaren 3rd, Mercedes 4th, Aston Martin 5th. RB gain again. RB are closing that. Is there enough races for them to actually come in 5th RB? But they're in 6th at the moment. Williams 7th, Alpine 8th, Kick Sauber 9th. Team Lotus are now off the foot of the table and we are in 10th. So it's just Haas now yet to score. We gain 1 point to claim 10th. Another couple of points and we can be in this 8th, 9th battle. 3 more points and I think would secure 8th or 9th. Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to get points again. Who knows? But we will certainly take that. That is a great result for us. I don't think we did anything. Oh, we did do something in the pit stops. Actually, Daniel Ricciardo gets 6 points. That doesn't make too much of an impact. But we're still not 11th. I'm not sure what it doesn't show Haas there. McLaren take the lead in that. But what a race. It was quite a long race in the end. There was a lot of action there. Unfortunately, Daniel Ricciardo out of the race. I think before that red flag, Daniel Ricciardo would have been in a really good position to get points. But yeah, we got some bad luck there, and we also got some luck. And in the end, it swings Mick's way to give us our first point of the season. And to celebrate that, if you haven't already, please do smash a like on the video. Celebrate Mick's 1 point. Do smash a like. And a rather long highlighted video in the end, but if you made it this far, let me know by putting in the comments, Mick is the GOAT. And he is the GOAT. Well, he is today at least. I am thankful to have him in the car on the streets of Baku at least to secure that first point of the season. Looked like Daniel Ricciardo was going to be the one in that race to score that point. He was unlucky being taken out by Bottas, but Mick stuck with it and it worked for us, and I am very happy indeed that we have scored our first point with Team Lotus. I didn't know whether it was going to be possible in this first season, but we have gone and achieved it, and still a few races left of the season, so who knows, there might be a few more on the board for us, but we did take advantage of some luck there. Sainz and Stroll crashing out. That's what we need really to score points. I think we can achieve sort of 12th to 13th most races, so if there's some accidents ahead of us, we can take advantage. So who knows, there might be some more points to come, but stay tuned and we'll be back very soon to continue this Team Lotus F1 Manager series.